Hey Benay, how are you?
Good, Christina. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
So I know the last time we had met with the speech pathologist and we had talked about um, bringing out a communication device, and the plan was
Yeah,
that you were
I've
going to
got it
start
right
to work
here.
with it. All right, so how is that going for you?
It's been awesome. I love that my daughter's finally been able to communicate a little bit better with us, but we've also had some issues.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so you know with Liesel's PRUS that she isn't able to rotate her arms and has like low muscle tone. So it's been really hard for her to push the buttons. And so sometimes she'll push the button and think that I've heard it, but because it doesn't trigger the word, I don't recognize she's requesting something. And so I don't feel like she's getting the, what's the word? Like the recognition for her efforts in trying to communicate with us.
Yeah, sure. No, I understand. It sounds like it's been a challenge, and what I hear you saying is that, you've been using it, but because of the limitations she's having with her hands and her mobility, that she has a little bit of a harder time pushing it.
And
then,
she wants to communicate,
right,
but she's not getting that opportunity to.
Yeah, and obviously you want to use a device that she's able to communicate with you.
It does its job.
Right, understandable. So can you tell me, are there times when she is able to use her hands or use her fingers to kind of manipulate other things that she's able to do well?
Oh yes, she's able to manipulate my phone just fine. She's always getting into my apps, and I think it's because you don't need a lot of pressure to be able to swipe or click things,
Okay.
like the icons
Right.
or apps on the phone. And so if we had something like a tablet, which I've seen some of the older kids at the activities or at play groups using, so I know they're out there, but I don't know how to get access to them.
Okay, so it sounds like you have a little bit of familiarity. Can you tell me a little bit more about why you think that a tablet might be useful specifically for Leisel in this situation?
Yeah, so again, I think that with her low muscle tone, I think it'd be so much easier for her to be able to push the icons. We also saw another kid with one where when she clicked an option, it gave her more options, and she's outgrowing this already. So I think that she needs to be able to have that option to be able to add a bigger vocabulary faster than only having 20 squares will allow.
Right, no, absolutely, and it sounds like you've really thought it through, and you're right that with a tablet there's lots of apps and programs, and it gives you a lot of variety so that she can communicate all of her needs and wants to you. Okay, well good. So I really appreciate you sharing this information with me. I think it's really helpful, and I think it'd be really helpful information for your speech pathologist to know.
Yeah, I was gonna text her later today,
Okay.
kind of based on how our discussion went, and then we actually see her tomorrow for our session, so
Perfect.
I can show her how the communication device is working and maybe see if, based on texting her today, if she'll maybe be able to come up with some ideas for us to discuss tomorrow.
Okay, that sounds great. And we actually have our 6-month review coming up in just a few weeks.
Yeah, okay.
So that actually would be really good timing that, if you have the opportunity to let the speech pathologist know, and then maybe she's able to bring something out that you can trial, and then we can talk about it again in a few weeks when we meet, and you can let me know how that's going.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so just to make sure I understand, I'm going to text the speech pathologist today. Tomorrow we're going to maybe talk about some options. And then when I see you guys for the 6-month review, either have tried a new device or maybe she can bring it there and see if that will work better for Leisel.
Yep, I think you have it. That's exactly what we'll do. And then from there we can just kind of see what's worked best, and then we can, take our next steps from that visit.